Well, after shooting a blank in the bullpen in a 0-0 stalemate with Hereford here midweek, the Breaks turn their attention back to the Tigers' cage as they look to tame league leaders Gloucester City, something they couldn't do at New Meadow Park on Boxing Day, where they succumbed to a narrow 1-0 defeat, which marked their first defeat in 10 league games. Holleran will be looking to consolidate his side's strong start to the season and keep up with the pace of the leading pack in the new year's early stages. With just 2 wins in their last 6, today's visitors Gloucester City have their early season form to thank for being 7 points clear at the top of the National League North tree at the beginning of the new year. A 3-2 defeat at Brackley Town in midweek was not how the league leaders would have wanted to end 2020, as they face a tough test here today if they want to get back to winning ways on a stomping ground that hosts Leamington are unbeaten on in their last 7 in all competitions. Just over 4 minutes on the clock. That box is packed with bodies on the periphery of the 18-yard area. And it goes from Osborne. It's deep and inviting. Lane was challenging with the goalkeeper, who didn't get convincing contact on it. It will be a Leamington corner. Leamington have the opportunity to catch Gloucester lacking in these early stages. Just 5 minutes on the clock here. Osborne, both arms raised, and it comes from the young winger towards the back post. Lane was rising, and the Gloucester City players are screaming. I think it was Jack Edwards in on the goalkeeper, Lovett. Reece Lovett dived on the ball to make it his, and I think Edwards had every right to go for that ball. It was scrambled from the back post by a combination of players. Jack Lane was up there for Leamington. It dropped just in front of the goalkeeper between Edwards and Lovett, and both players had every right to go for it. And I think the Gloucester City players just complaining that Edwards had his feet up slightly and has caught the goalkeeper. Both medical staff will be required here.
It's always a tricky one. I think sometimes in those instances the screams from the players are more of a case that, Jack Edwards' rough and ready attitude can sometimes precede him. But like you say, I don't think there was any malice in it, and it was absolutely right to go for the ball as it was sort of half fumbled and not controlled at the back post by the Gloucester City defence, and as it bounced down, the keeper dived down bravely to try and get hands on the ball, and like you say, Jack Edwards' foot was right there trying to win it as well. But at the moment, there will just be a little break in players. Both players get treatment. Yeah, and the medical staff have just signalled to the bench that Lovett can't continue, so Niall Mayer will be introduced an early force change for Gloucester City. We go sort of across to take this one. That's an inviting one. Lane got underneath it, still not cleared by Leamington. Picked up by Campbell, shot on the turn. Just squirms past Jake Weaver's right hand post. Just trying to dig the ball out of his feet there was Avon Campbell. With Joe Clark to deliver. That's 5 or 6 gold shirts on the edge of the penalty area. Didn't pass the first man, disappointing from Clark. We'll come back out to the centre midfielder. Osborne. Inside to Simeon May, good run from him. Osborne's continued his run in field. Instead it's towards Jack Lane. He looks to guide it into that bottom corner. It's blocked, hoisted up to the edge of the penalty area by Lane. Gloucester City survive and can look to launch a counter-attack now with O'Sullivan with plenty of space to run into down the right-hand side. Poor ball from him as well telegraphed to Stephen Morley, who made the interception. Taylor Annan looks to flick on towards Waldron. Jack Edwards. Allen. Waldron's done well to bring that under control. Trying to get it out of his feet. Flash across the face of the penalty area. Osborne looking to get the better of Mayer, but good goalkeeping from Mayer. Leamington sensing something here in the first half. Head out towards May. Morley's forced slightly wide. Does well to deliver the cross towards the front post. Comes out to Osborne and looked to bend one to that top corner. Didn't get enough curl on though, did he? Sam Osborne had a lot of time to measure the effort. 4 purple shirts rushing towards him to close him down that might have put him off, and just couldn't wrap his foot around it enough. Daly again. Thomas. Robbed of possession by Osborne, who can charge down the right flank now. Osborne on his left foot. Inches past that far post. Mayer was beaten, wasn't he? It's brilliant persistence from Sam Osborne. On multiple occasions we've seen him just cut in on his left foot, and we almost arrowed it into that towards that far corner, but inches away. Liam Daly is trying to fire up the troops. You can hear it from here, from centre back.
Yeah, just need a bit of inspiration, Gloucester at the moment. Conceding a lot of possession to Leamington as Allen has it again in Gloucester territory. Allen maybe just taking a bit of momentum out the attack. And it's Leamington still have it with Osborne. Turns away well from Thomas. Edwards. Waldron's the wide option on this left-hand side. Morley providing the overlap. Waldron just couldn't quite hit the ball with him, could he? Waldron caught in two minds whether to touch inside or release there for Morley. In the end, it will be a Leamington throw-in, so Waldron spared of his blushes. Clark touches and might fancy the long-range effort himself. Does so! Off the post! How unlucky from Joe Clark! Oh, we saw him score one of those last season against Guiseley down the other end, didn't we? Had plenty of time to measure the effort. The Leamington centre midfielder touched it down. Not a purple shirt in sight, so thought, why the hell not? Low drive. Mayer was beaten, but denied by the woodwork.
Yeah, well, it was the Joe Clark daisy cutter, wasn't it? Close to the ground, all the power and pace behind it, and it arrowed towards that bottom corner, and the goalkeeper was rooted. The defence stood and watched it, and it cannoned back off the post. And Leamington now is truly moving into the ascendancy in this game. 35 minutes gone.
Edwards touches away well. Ball just scooped up into the air, and Campbell might benefit here on the turn, and it's squirmed through Jake Weaver. The Leamington goalkeeper unable to deal with the venom on the effort from Tavon Campbell, and there's the deadlock broken for the league leaders. They've not really had a sniff in front of goal, but they are clinical when chances are presented to them. And Tavon Campbell has taken full advantage with this one, just latched onto a loose ball on the right-hand side of the penalty area, snapshot on the turn, and it was too much power to deal with for Jake Weaver.
The pace of the ball just beat him, squirmed under his body, and as he turned and rolled over, he just saw the ball slowly creeping across the line, so he got enough on it, I think, to keep it out, and I'm sure he'll be disappointed. But 1-0 Gloucester, and the league leaders may have found themselves a little bit lucky not to have conceded in the first 39 minutes or so. Now find themselves 1-0 up just before half time.
As the fourth official just readies the advertising boarding over there, while O'Sullivan readies this free kick on the right hand side. Can Gloucester City extend their advantage before the players head into the changing rooms? O'Sullivan dinks it in towards the penalty area. Daly was there. Daly with a snapshot. Migrate from Morgan. Across the face, and it was Campbell there. It was begging to be turned in by Campbell. It just flashed across the striker, who couldn't make any contact with it, and Leamington survive by the skin of their teeth. Well, I'll need to get in the changing room and regroup with the league leaders if they want to start 2021 off in a winning way, as they are doing so here with the 1-0 lead, as Osborne is tripped by Thomas, who's having a rancid time with some Osborne, isn't he? Josh Thomas at the moment, the number 8. That might be the third offence that he's committed against the Leamington winger. And again, another opportunity for Leamington to load that box with bodies at the end of this first half.
Yeah, and the linesman just having a bit of a conversation with the referee, who he now wants Liam Daly to come over.
The referee's got his notebook out here. Not quite sure what Daly's done, but he will receive the first yellow card of the game. The former Leamington man met by some sarcastic jeers from the directors and the stewards inside the ground. Yeah, the snow really teeming down now on the community stadium. Osborne then on his right arm raised. Can Leamington get themselves back on level terms early in the second half? Nodded down and picked up by Gloucester City. And it's Brunt who taps it inside, but can only present the ball to Josh Martin. Allen heads back to English. Danny Waldron is the man over on that left-hand side. Here he is, looking to measure James up for size. Waldron's done well to deliver the ball into the penalty area. Taylor around back to goal, sets up Osborne to hit one, and hits it wide, well wide of Mayer's goal in the end. Just got his foot right around that, didn't he, and dragged that effort just past Mayer's right-hand post. But menacing from Leamington in these early stages of the second half. And Thomas just giving his defenders an earful for that loose ball across the pitch that Osborne looked to benefit from. But meanwhile, Gloucester down the other end. Campbell, right-hand side of the penalty area, taking on Morrison down the line. He shrugged him off, stands it up towards Marsh Brown. Headed clear by Josh Martin, and more up than out by Clark. Morrison's there again for Leamington. And there's Martin to complete the clearance up towards Taylor Allen, who's got Daly for company here. And Taylor Allen's calls for hands has come up dividends for him. Daly just controlling the ball with his arm to get the advantage over the attacking Taylor Allen. And Daly was in the book, wasn't he, in the first half? And the referee has adjudged that to be a second yellow card offence. And Liam Daly, the former Leamington man on his old stomping ground, has been sent for an early shower. The Gloucester City captain into the changing rooms. Gloucester City down to 10 men. Thomas has also gone in the book for his complaints. But what a moment in this game. What a moment for the dynamic of this contest. Leamington trailing by a goal to nil, but a man up with 12 minutes gone in this second half.
Well, it seems really harsh. I mean, I didn't get a good look at it, but Taylor Allen was convinced that Daly had stuck out an arm, but I don't really know why Daly had to in that position if it is deliberate, and it's daft if you're the captain on a yellow card to make that decision. You expect more composure and sensibility from Daly with the experience he has, so he didn't seem to argue too much with it, and the free kick will come in.
Osborne then, right arm raised. Can Leamington benefit straight away? In it comes, and it was met by Junior English, but it's high over the Harbury Lane end. But what an opportunity Leamington have now, playing against the 10 men of Gloucester City, who haven't been at their best this afternoon with 11, and now they've lost their captain. Plenty of food for thought. Morrison has got Martin outside of him. Plenty of green grass for Martin to canter into. He needs options ahead of him. One of them is Osborne down the right hand side. Gets the better of Burrows. Flashes across the penalty area, and it's in from Junior English. The super sub once again for Leamington. And surprise, surprise, the provider, Sam Osborne, the star at the moment for the breaks, charging down the right hand side. We've seen that so often. Osborne just gets his head down and charges towards that byline, flashed the ball across the penalty area, and it was begging to be touched home, and Junior English applied that final touch into the top corner. Leamington back on level terms, one man advantage, all square here at the community stadium.
Well, great play from Sam Osborne down that wing again, but for me it's that hole that Gloucester seem to have in the centre of the defence, and I don't know if that's the position that Daly would have been filling, but Junior English, well, he looked to sort of move alongside Taylor Allen, if you like, in the last 5 minutes as they looked to try and attack a bit more and take advantage of that man advantage, and wow, he was there again, the non-league utility man, wasn't he, to bury into the top corner, and Leamington get themselves back on terms with a man advantage. They got the bit between their teeth.
Allen looking to ride a multitude of Gloucester City challengers. May picks up and feeds Wardren. He's fed him a bit wide though. Wardren pulls the ball back towards Taylor Allen, and it's squandered off the line by Gloucester City. Allen inches away from his first goal in a Leamington shirt, and Leamington's second of the afternoon.
I think he wanted a better connection with it, but it was on target and scrambled off the line.
Come on, break!
Morrison will recycle the ball with Josh Martin. Martin hoisted balls to the edge of the penalty area. Again, it's just gifted straight back to Gloucester, but it's Clark who picks up for Leamington. Morley, crossing opportunity for him in towards the penalty area. Out towards Simeon May. Inches wide via a deflection. Leamington corner. Looked like it was a bottom corner bound, albeit for a Gloucester City touch. Morley, short corner, whipping towards the penalty area, scrambling in the 6-yard box, but it's picked up by Mayer, who hasn't had an awful lot to do in the second half apart from watch Junior English's effort fly past him.
I think from a breaks perspective, they just need to start using the ball a little bit better. You know, there's been a lot of sort of balls over the top still.
Morley high into the penalty area. Taylor Allen is waiting and puts his header high over Mayer's crossbar. While he was being challenged by the centre-back Thomas there. The ball hung up in the air for a long while, and Taylor Allen just getting underneath the header. Gloucester City just surviving at the moment, but still with a style of fluidity that we were seeing in the first half. Robert called in possession by Martin. He's done well to keep the ball in play. Here's Osborne on the right-hand side. He's got two pebble shots for company, but he's slipped through both of them on his left foot. Osborne, and he took a deflection that could have gone anywhere. Brilliant reactions from the goalkeeper Mayer to keep that one out and keep the scores level. But how often have we seen that Sam Osborne just with a bit of trickery in the corner just slip past 2 or 3 Gloucester challenges and just look to drag that into the bottom corner with his left foot. But it was good reactions from the goalkeeper. Jack Lane then over the halfway line. Can Leamington nick it at the death once again here at the Community Stadium as it's flicked through by Simeon May? Great save from Mayer. Forced into it by a combination of Waldron and English on the penalty spot with a drive towards goal, and Mayer had to get down really well. Be another throw into Leamington. This surely has to be the last act of this truly, truly dramatic contest. In it goes from May. Poor ball in. Might drop from May again. Prods it out towards Martin. Needs to go in from Leamington here. The Hail Mary time now. Flicked behind by James. And there won't be time for the corner kick. There's the full-time whistle. And Leamington settle for the point. Gloucester City settle for the point. And it's the league leaders who are held here at the Community Stadium. It was Campbell who gave them the lead in the first half, just squeezing his effort. A snapshot on the turn under Jake Weaver. And it looked to be plain sailing for Gloucester City in the second until the dismissal of Liam Daly, which was the turning point in the game for sure. The big centre-back, the heart of the Gloucester City back line, sent for an early shower for a second bookable offence. Leamington fired in the equaliser through super sub Junior English, but just couldn't quite find the second key to unlock the door to the winner. A highly entertaining affair here at the Community Stadium ends with the points shared. Leamington 1, league leaders Gloucester City 1.
So Paul, another positive performance out there to start off 2021, and a good point earned against the league leaders. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think you summed it up. Yeah, I think it was. Listen, we've had two tough games against them. There's been nothing in both games, to be fair. But I thought today, especially first half, I thought we were excellent. We really got after them. Probably against the run of play, the goal. I think what we've been guilty of in the two Gloucester games is probably not taking our, especially today, the chances we've created, and that would be the criticism. I think sort of from box to box and defending our box, we've been excellent. Start the second half with real good intent as well. Obviously the sending off is sort of, obviously numbers wise, an advantage to us, but they're a dangerous team in that, because they keep the 3, they keep the 5, and you can see a real threat on the counter attack. But we've had enough good balls in the box, real good quality in the box today. I thought that was the improvement from the Hereford game. It helped, obviously, we've been able to get some work done on the pitch. But I thought the quality from wide areas, from Sam and from Danny or Tyler, or the full-backs, we beat full-backs and centre halves and got it in good areas. Another day we probably would have notched another couple, but wasn't to be. But listen, great character. They're not 7, 8, 9, 10 points clear of this league for no reasons, because they're a good side. And I think we've, over the Christmas period, we've gone toe-to-toe in both games, and both games could have gone either way, and we probably deserve more than 1 point for our efforts, but certainly performances have been excellent.
You say about their goal came on the running play when Leamington were looking dominant. We saw a lot of the lads lose their heads and get a bit frustrated at the end of the first half. How hard was it to regroup them going into the second half? It's
fine. Listen, emotions. Sometimes when it's a competitive game, wasn't it? And I think we're disappointed with the goal, because it's come from our dead ball situation. We haven't locked the area off well. It's a good finish from the boy. But yeah, you have that 5-minute spell. But listen, staying in control of your emotions is an important part of football, and we soon got back on it. And like I said, we started the second half really well. But you'd have to say, for their efforts, they deserve something out of the game. Listen, I think the 3 games we've played over Christmas are against 3 sides that are in full-time football, and I think in all 3 games we've done really well, and we showed quality when we were able to today. We've showed lots of character, lots of grit. We've got through difficult spells, and there were some good individual performances today. And I think Sam's benefited from that little bit of a rest this week. I thought he looked really lively again today. And defensively, again, I think that possibly could have been their only shot on target, the goal. So it tells you, it's in the 3 games over Christmas. I think we've conceded 3 shots on target in the 3 games. So it tells you as a defensive unit we're doing really well. We saw
Jack Edwards come off quite early in the second half. Was that just due to the impact with the keeper in the first half?
Yeah, it was, yeah. Listen, we hope the keeper's all right. A bit of it seemed to spill. He's gone for it, and listen, you just obviously probably tells you why the keeper's struggling, because he's come up with a big bruise on the top of his foot. I thought it was a shin that caught him, to be honest, when I looked at it from my angle. Now listen, just hope the keeper's okay. I think he looked okay to start with, but then he was struggling with his balance and that, so they did the right thing. They got a very, very capable keeper in Niall coming on. So, but Jack, yeah, it looks like impact. So it's going to a few days in a bucket of ice water. Hopefully that'll sort that out.
And Lance Smith, is there any latest on his scan?
Yep, scan was good news. The scan was just a slight strain to one of his ligaments at the back of the knee. So nothing to worry about with ACLs or anything like cartilage. So basically, yeah, we're hoping that, now we know exactly what it is. We're hoping to have him back in the next couple of weeks, which will be a real boost for us as well.